Rabbi Zidni Ilma, O my Lord, increase me in my knowledge. Respected Chief Guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Professor Syed Ainul Hasan Sir, Guest of Honor, Dr. Santosh K. Pandey, Additional Director and Scientist, E-Ministry of Electric and IT, Mighty Goal, Guest of Honor, Registrar MANUU, Professor Ishtiaq Ahmed Sir, Shri Karimullah Sheikh, Senior Director and Project Head of E-Governance Standards and Guidelines, CDAC Pune, Dr. M. Srinivas Rao, Joint Director, CDAC Pune, Dean School of Technology, MANUU, Professor Abdul Wahid Sir, Head Department of CS&IT, MANUU, Professor Pradeep Kumar, learned and distinguished delegates from corporate and academia, colleagues and media participants. I, Afra Fatima, Assistant Professor, Department of CS&IT, MANUU, feel privileged and honored to welcome you all to the inaugural session of One-Day Awareness Workshop on E-Governance Standards and Guidelines. A very good morning and heartily welcome to everyone present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend you all a warm welcome on behalf of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, Standardization, Testing and Quality Certification, STQT Directorate, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, and Center for Development of Advanced Computing in this awareness workshop on e-governance standards and guidelines. We are here to explore the fascinating world of e-governance standards and guidelines, which play a pivotal role in shaping the way our governments function in the digital age. As always, a tradition of MANUU, we start this section by Tilawat-e-Quran. I request Falak Tuba, student of MTech first year, Department of CS&IT, MANUU, to recite few verses of Quran.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمتك ربك فحدث. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, by the morning brightness, by the night when it's covered the darkness. Your Lord has not taken leave for you, nor has detested. And hereafter is better for you than the first life, and your Lord is going to give you, you will be satisfied. Did he not find orphan and give you refuse? And he found you lost and guided you. And he found you poor, made you self-sufficient. So as for the orphan, do not oppress him. As for the petitioner, do not repel him. But as for the favor of your Lord, report it. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you so much, Ms. Falak Tuba. Indeed, you recited beautifully and conveyed a very good message. Before we move further to this session, I request you all to take a moment to listen MANUU Tarana, written by Gulzar, composed by musician and filmmaker Vishal Bharadwaj, Vocals provided by Sukhwinder Singh. I hope you all enjoyed it so much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have our Vice Chancellor of MANUU, Professor Syed Ainul Hasan, sir. He is our chief guest for today's inaugural session. We welcome you, sir. I would request Sri Karimullah Sheikh, sir, from CDAC Pune to welcome our chief guest, VC, sir, with a shawl. Thank you, sir. We are delighted to have Dr. Santosh K. Pandey, guest of honor, additional director and scientist, Enrichment among us. We welcome you, sir, in this workshop. I request Sri Karimullah Sheikh, sir, to welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Santosh Pandey ji, sir, with a shawl. Thank you, sir. We are delighted to have our Registrar MANUU, Professor S.K. Ishtiaq Ahmed, in this workshop. Now I would request Sri Karimullah Sheikh, sir, again to welcome our Registrar, Professor S.K. Ishtiaq, sir, with a shawl. Thank you so much, sir. Again, I would like to request Sri Karimullah Sheikh sir to welcome Professor Abdul Wahid sir with a shawl. Thank you so much, sir. The Government of India is implementing Digital India flagship program as an umbrella program to prepare India for knowledge-based transformation into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has entrusted to Standardization, Testing and Quality Certification Directorate and Center for Development of Advanced Computing, CDAC, to formulate new or revise the existing e-government standards, guidelines, and framework in allied source areas of e-governance, and to create wide-scale awareness under the project name E-Governance Standards and Guidelines. To create wide-scale awareness on e-governance standards, guidelines, frameworks, and policies among ICT and e-industry, including developers, service and solution providers, and implementers from government, industry, academy, agencies involved in e-governance applications. CDAC, along with STQC Directorate and in association with MANUU, is jointly conducting this one-day awareness workshop under the aegis of Mighty Government of India for the MANUU Hyderabad. During this one day of workshop, we'll be having expert talks, presentations, and question and answer sessions on various topics on the notified standards and guidelines for the e-governance applications. By participating in the webinar, academic students and professionals can keep themselves abreast with the latest and changing technologies requirements, threats, vulnerabilities, attacks, and security concerns, etc. The workshop would highlight on the security penetration, privacy issues that can help in efficient and effective implementation of IT systems and applications. We are extremely glad to see such encouraging participation in this workshop. Thank you all. Now I would like to request Dean School of Technology to give a welcome address. Sir has told me not to read his profile, but I think I need to say this. Leadership is hard to define, and good leadership is ever hard to. But if you can get people to follow you, you are a great leader. Respect, responsibility, and action. I would like to define him in just 3 words. Sir, please take over.
Professor Syed Ainul Hasan, Honorable Vice Chancellor MANUU, Dr. Santosh Kumar Pandey, Additional Director, Mighty Government of India, Professor Ishtiaq Ahmed Sahab, Registrar MANUU, जनाब शेख करीमुल्ला साहब, सीनियर डायरेक्टर CDAC पुणे, प्रोफेसर प्रदीप कुमार, हेड ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट, ऑफिसर्स ऑफ द मिनिस्ट्री, ऑफिसर्स ऑफ द CDAC, faculty members, dear students, Adab, a very good morning. This workshop on understanding e-governance standard and guidelines is the initiative of Government of India. The government has identified few central universities to conduct this workshop, and it is happy to say that MANUU is the one and the first among all these universities. I formally welcome the Honorable Vice Chancellor MANUU, Professor Syed Ainul Hasan, Chief Guest of the workshop. I am very thankful to Sir for giving his valuable time from his busy schedule. I know the selection committee is scheduled today at the university, although Sir accepted this invitation and graced the occasion. Sir, your presence is precious for us. Thank you very much. I welcome the guest of honor, Dr. Santosh Kumar Pandey, Additional Director, Mighty Government of India. He accepted the invitation as keynote speaker in this workshop, and it should be mentioned here that Dr. Pandey is instrumental in organizing this workshop in MANUU. Thank you, Dr. Pandey. I welcome our Registrar, Professor Ishtiaq Ahmed Sahab, to be here as a guest of honor. As I had requested Star Saab for this workshop, he immediately agreed to provide all the facilities to conduct this workshop in MANUU. Thank you very much, sir, on behalf of CSIT and CDAC Pune, and thanks for accepting this invitation. I welcome Senior Director CDAC Pune, Janab Sheikh Karimullah Sahab in MANUU, and to organize this workshop here to provide the opportunity to explore the new technical paradigm of e-governance standard for our students and faculty members. Thank you, sir. I also welcome all officers from the ministry, Dr. Ajay, Deputy Director, Archita Nigam, Mr. Hemant, Joint Director, CDAC, and other speakers, faculty members, and students. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Before I take this session further, I would like to read few lines penned on by Raja Mehdi Ali Khan, a conversation between a mother and a curious child. अम्मी ये जो आकाश पे बिखरे हैं सितारे, कलियों से भी अच्छे हैं ये फूलों से भी प्यारे, ये शौक़ निगाहों से मुझे ताक रहे हैं, किरणों की पलक से ये मुझे करते हैं इशारे, कहते हैं मुझसे ज़रा दोस्त इधर आओ, आ जाओ दिखा दें तुम्हें जन्नत के नज़ारे। किरणों की चमकती हुई सीढ़ी पे मैं चढ़कर, अम्मी तो इजाज़त के मैं चुन लाऊंगा सारे। To this his mother replies, बेटा ये जो आकाश पे बिखरे हैं सितारे, कल सुबह को अफसोस ये छुप जाएंगे सारे। झूठे हैं ये सब बच्चों से करते हैं शरारत, बेटा ये कभी हाथ न आएंगे तुम्हारे। हाँ इल्म के आकाश पे पहुँचोगे अगर तुम, हाँ इल्म के आकाश पे पहुँचोगे अगर तुम, पाओगे वहाँ लाखों ऐसे चमकते हुए तारे। हीरे भी अगर दोगे तो पाओगे ना तुम इनको, हीरे भी अगर दोगे तो पाओगे ना तुम इनको, हीरों से भी महंगे हैं ये फूलों से भी प्यारे। बस इल्म के आकाश किताबों के वरक़ हैं, बस इल्म के आकाश किताबों के वरक़ हैं, अल्फाज अब उनके हैं चमकते हुए तारे। थैंक यू सो मच। Now I request Shri Karimullah Sheikh Sir, Senior Director and Chief Investigator, E-Governance Standards and Guidelines Projects, CDAC Pune, to give us the overview of the workshop. Please, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Adab. Assalamu alaikum. I am Karimullah Sheikh, Senior Director from CDAC Pune. Firstly, I would like to welcome VC Sir, Registrar Sir from MANUU, our guest of honor, Dr. Santosh Pandey from IT, Dean Saab, Professor Wahid from MANUU, HOD of CS and IT Department MANUU, Dr. Pradeep Kumar, my friend, students, faculty members, welcome to this workshop. I'll be very brief in telling you and explaining about the overview of the workshop. Anyways, the speakers are gonna talk much about the standards and guidelines and all the paraphernalia about what's exactly in the project. The reason why we are conducting this workshop is for awareness. You all know IT systems, how are they built? IT systems are built right from the idea phase, then the design, the implementation, testing, and then it goes on. Repetitive technologies, repetitive things which happen. But there are so many vulnerabilities which happen into the systems. Government of India through MIT has been implementing so many such programs throughout, across, when I say throughout, it is across the Indian continent for efficiency of doing governance and administration. So whenever you get to have a service, those services are to be delivered without any glitches, without any flaws. So administration can only give you inputs so that you can implement them. But when it comes to the digital world, it is these programmers who actually put that into practice. So any flaws in the system, that takes over. So it is not the government to be blamed, it is not the programmer to be blamed, but everyone is to be blamed in wholesome. So things have to move in unison. Things have to work out as they have been planned. So when you do a few things, you do it in a particular procedure, implementing some processes. If you don't implement it through a process, if you deduct some steps and move on to a next step, there might be glitches into the system. It so happens that the people who are so not versed with the technologies, they don't get into the system, but there are ill-minded people who will get into the system and take an advantage of the system. All the systems, whatever systems which have been built and implemented, they have a particular reason to be giving some service. They give some services in a particular fashion. So if some steps are directed, what happens? You get a service, but you only get some limited services, or probably you get a service which is not actually designed for. So we as programmers, student communities, as well as the programming professionals, they have to take care of all the nitty-gritties. It's not just security. Say for example, a citizen of India, he wants his birth certificate. प्रोसीजर सिंपल है, एक एप्लीकेशन देना है, उसका जो भी फी है वो फी पे करना है, and you are in a waiting queue. You get that signed. Nowadays it is digitally signed and it is issued. Simple sa process. But this simple sa process might take leaps and bounds. It might take you everlasting time to get one simple certificate. स्टैंडर्ड क्या बोलता है? स्टैंडर्ड ये कहता है कि इस चीज़ को करने के लिए एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोसीजर आपको करना चाहिए, ये स्टेप्स को फॉलो करनी चाहिए. आज के तारीख में लिमिटेशंस हैं, कल के तारीख में और ज़्यादा लिमिटेशंस होंगे. ये मत कभी समझिएगा कि हमने ये लिमिटेशंस को क्रॉस कर लिया तो हमारा काम ख़त्म. नो, टेक्नोलॉजी इज़ ऑलवेज ग्रोइंग. So you will have to learn the art of perfection, because we are the implementers. Right from the programming language, right from coding to its implementation. आपने बना दिया, किसी को दे दिया. So they are dependent on you. You have to give them a perfect system. So standards always, they take care of these things. Because standards are not created by one person. These are created by experts across the industry, academia, the government, various sectors, national and international. It's not that we are late, but we have to continue doing that. And it is a process which is going to go on. In this workshop, we have so many standards to talk of, but due to limitation of time, we cannot cover everything. So we have selected only a few topics. Topics of importance, priority, and relevance. So we have Dr. Krishnaya, who would he's from Kurnool and a very senior guy. He is retired as DDG NIC. He will be giving us an overview of what standards are, why are they important, what is the relevance, and what is interoperability. He'll talk about that. इसको classroom session मत मानिएगा. This is, to be very frank, when Ministry and the PRSG had asked CDAC to conduct this workshop, I was a bit reluctant because I didn't know how to take this forward. But with cautious planning and inputs from my seniors, we designed it in such a way that it is pruned to the students. Because you are the people who are going to take it forward, because you are the next generation. You are the generation who's going to teach the other generations to come along. So, Professor Krishnaya, retired DDG from NIC, he will be starting the program with an overview. Then we have the second lecture by another renowned person, his Professor Sastri from IRDBT. He'll be talking about young governance and the security aspects. Then we have cybersecurity standards. Unfortunately, Ms. Indraveni would not be able to deliver this talk, but she has deputed one of her colleagues, Sumit Srivastav. He would be delivering this talk. Then we have another lecture on India Enterprise Architecture. This is one architecture where the whole of India is going to adopt in the coming days. We are working on the second version of this, and it's going to be one single standard which is going to engulf into a larger standard. All the standards would merge into this. We have also arranged for digital service standards, which would be talked by Professor Hooley. He is an expert consultant at CDAC. MIT has, in the past few years, notified around 65 standards, probably some 55 odd guidelines and a few frameworks. The work has started somewhere around in 2012. So initials, from 2012 we have grown to 2023. It's a long journey. Why are standards required? Because ease of life, ease of doing business. To only give those things which are required and not to ill-treat anyone or to misguide anyone. Standards are to be implemented. Today it is not mandatory, but in coming days it's going to become mandatory. You cannot give your code without a particular standard, without implementing these standards. We have given, rather the government of India has given a free hand so that we cultivate the habit of evolving these standards. So somewhere down the line, in a few years, these become mandatory. Your code, whatever you write, it will be audited by experts. Until and unless you don't pass that, those codes would not be acceptable. So please take this workshop and the lectures seriously. It's a one-time opportunity, and I'm really happy that we have been given the chance to start it. Bismillah hum MANUU se kar rahe. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sri Karimullah Sheikh sir. We are delighted to have you today. When you take technology and mix it with art, you always come up with something innovative. झपटना पलटना पलटकर झपटना, झपटना पलटना पलटकर झपटना, लहू गर्म रखने का है एक बहाना। परिंदों की दुनिया का दरवेश हूँ मैं, परिंदों की दुनिया का दरवेश हूँ मैं कि शाही नहीं बनाता नहीं आशियाना. Now I request Professor S.K. Ishtiaq Ahmed sir, Registrar MANUU, to kindly address the session. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Honorable Vice Chancellor Sahab, Dr. Santosh K. Pandey Sahab from Ministry of Information and Technology, Janab Karimullah Sahab, Senior Director, CDAC, Pune, Mr. Hemant Ji, and all other dignitaries participating in this workshop, senior officials from CDAC and other organizations and participants, our faculty members, research scholars, and students pursuing MTech and BTech at Maulana Azad National Urdu University. It's really a happy moment that School of Technology and CSIT is organizing such an important workshop, e-governance standards and guidelines, on such an important topic. It's really need of the hour. We cannot function without the implementation of e-governance. It's directly linked to our day-to-day life, and it's a major pilot project of the Government of India when we talk about Digital India. Recently, the Ministry of Education, in collaboration with Ministry of Information and Technology, had a meeting of all central universities. They have developed about 40 or more than 40 modules, and all universities, all central universities have been asked to implement that. It was a very interesting presentation by the ministry, and we learned a lot. Our Vice Chancellor, Professor Syed Ainul Hasan Sahib, soon after joining, he took up the task. He took very keen interest in the implementation of e-governance. We came from a university that is Jawaharlal Nehru University, where e-governance has been implemented. Sir wants to implement it on this campus also, and this will really help us in improving our academic as well as administrative functioning of the university, and everybody, including our students, will be very benefited out of this implementation. As Karimullah Sahib and Professor Wahid Sahib had said, this will make accessible, very easy accessible to all the students, everybody, all stakeholders. It will give better efficiency and transparency, of course. So I am very happy that such an important workshop is being organized by the School of Technology, and this will also help our all registered students pursuing various courses to take seriously this, take part in this workshop. They will also learn a lot, and we, as Karimullah Sahib said, ke Bismillah MANUU se karte hain. So we are very happy that all of you have chosen MANUU as one of the important area where you can collaborate. Thank you very much for that. And I am thankful to Professor A. Wahid Sahib, Professor Pradeep Kumar Sahib, and his team, other faculty members, for making and doing this important workshop. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor S.K. Ishtiaq Ahmed sir, for delighting this section. Digital India is a flagship program of the Government of India with a vision to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. MIT has initiated and steering these programs by formulating and notifying various standards, guidelines, and policies. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Dr. Santosh Pandey from MINT, Government of India, guest of honor for today's inaugural session, who would be sharing with us perspective of MIT and expectations of Government of India for e-governance standards and policies. Before that, I would like to introduce Dr. Santosh Pandey, sir. Dr. Santosh K. Pandey, sir, is presently working as scientist, E-Additional Director with Government of India, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. He has scored the first All India rank among the scientists C recruited by MIT for 2014 batch. He earned his PhD Computer Science from Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi in the area of Secure Requirements Engineering. He is also a member of IEEE, ASEAN, and many other scientific societies. He has 70 plus publications in various acclaimed international and national journals with high impact factor, highest 13.47, and proceedings of the reputed international national conferences. Many of his publications are having good citations across the globe. He is one of the publication class, and SDL Revisited was not only cited by findings of the paper, accepted work in the book written by Sullivan, Brand and Lew Vincent, Web Application Society, A Beginner's Guide, McGraw-Hill 2012. He has been nominated in the board of editors, reviewers of various peer-reviewed and refereed journals, and has also served as a program committee member of several reputed conferences in India as well as abroad. At MIT, he is actively handling various R&D projects in the area of accessibility, e-learning, and digital governance, 50 plus projects with total outlay of rupees 500 crore. I request all my participants to please give a very good round of applause. He has taken numerous steps for driving Divyangs into mainstream. So I request Pandey sir to please take over this session.
Respected Vice Chancellor, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, which will be named as MANUU in consecutive talk. Registrar MANUU, my Guru Bhai Professor Abdul Wahid, because we have completed PhD from Jamia Millia Islamia under the same supervisor, Professor Khurram Mustafa. Karimullah Sheikh, Senior Director, CDEC Pune. My colleague Ajay, who is a Joint Director at Ministry. Other officials of CDEC, faculty members of this department, Computer Science and IT, PhD scholars, students. Namaste, good morning. Normally, I don't like to read the profile of a speaker, but I don't know how it was forwarded to it, because I just want to introduce myself in 2 words. I'm an Indian academic, that's all. First of all, my identity is Indian, and by profession, I'm an academic. So by being an academic, I can work in ministry as well as a scientist, and I can work in academia also, on the other hand, as a professor. Anyway, so for today's talk, because here stakeholders are mixed, some of faculty members, some of students also. So I tried to cover 3 major aspects. What is the standardization activity and why it is required? But most of the things were already covered by my previous speakers, Karim ji and Registrar Saab. Wahid Saab also touched upon something. And most important thing, that in which direction currently ministry is moving in the area of digital governance. I like to call digital governance instead of e-governance, because gone are the days when we talk about only e-services. At that time, there was a prime objective that wherever there is a physical interaction, physical intervention, we have to convert into electronic way. That's all. But today we are talking about the connected things. Interoperability is a buzzword. So I think it will be more appropriate if we call it digital governance. And of course, I think somebody has said that what is the expectation of this kind of workshop from ministry perspective. So let us start. As far as standardization activity is concerned, Digital India is a flagship program where numerous initiatives have been taken into form of MMPs and other programs. But unless until interoperability will be there amongst all the applications of e-governance, digital governance, we will not be achieving the real target. Because currently, API is the key for achieving the interoperability, and without API, without interoperability, system will not talk to each other. And this is demand of the day, that system should talk to each other. This is one point. So how will we achieve that? To achieve that, just recall the journey of NEGP program, which was a major e-governance initiative by Government of India, which was taken around in 2005. In 2005, under NEGP program, various initiatives were taken, various MMPs were initiated, implemented. After implementation, it was noticed in form of a case study that what are our findings, how we can improve our Digital India program, NEGP program at that time. So major finding was that majority of the systems were working in silos. Connectivity among the system were highly missing. सिस्टम एक दूसरे से बात नहीं करते थे. हमारे पहले सेक्रेटरी साहब से अजय सानी सर वो कहते थे सिस्टम बात नहीं करते हैं एक दूसरे से. And we are taking the similar data, like from a student, like from farmer, like from a common citizen, multiple times the same data, name, father name, date of birth, something like that. And for each particular service, we are developing one system. So let us take example of Ministry of Education or Ministry of Agriculture. There are hundreds of systems. Ministry of Education में भी 3 डिपार्टमेंट है, स्कूल एजुकेशन, हायर एजुकेशन, टेक्निकल एजुकेशन, and in all the 3 departments hundreds of systems are parallelly running, and we are taking the same data from every time in each system. So how to address this? So in 2016 there was a United Nations report that came into the picture, and that report focused on many elements, but one of the prominent findings was whole of government approach. We should think from entire government perspective, not particularly from one e-service perspective. That is why I am calling not e-governance, digital governance. Think from a life cycle perspective. Think beyond current, at least expectations up to future 10 years, 20 years, how system will be connected. So this was one of the prominent motivation, that how to go for whole of government approach, as well as through the findings of NEGP report. We formalized a document after following the due procedures, as Karimji has mentioned, by making working group, closed group, public comments, etc. And finally, India Enterprise Architecture Framework was notified. And friends, only notification of a standard is not sufficient unless until it is implemented. So we took the initiative for pilot implementation of this framework in 3 line ministries, that is education, health and agriculture. And I am very happy to share, as Registrar Sahab also saying about the governance system, that is based on India Enterprise Architecture. So entire things will be connected now. सिटीजन का स्टूडेंट का डेटा एक बार गया, वो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह ट्रांसफर होता रहेगा, मल्टीपल टाइम आपको डेटा नहीं देना रहेगा. So this entire India Enterprise Architecture in the education domain, that is called NDR architecture, was launched by our Honorable Prime Minister of India 2-3 years back, and current its implementation is going on. Similar thing is going on in the Agriculture Ministry. Its blueprint is also published for public opinion. After comments addressing, it is going to be finalized very soon. Similarly, under health, National Health Authority is doing the India Enterprise Architecture implementation. And very important, not only ministries, the states are also implementing India Enterprise Architecture. Friends, Meghalaya is the first state which has implemented India Enterprise Architecture for its finance and planning departments. And I am very happy to share that Meghalaya has been awarded from United Nations for implementation of India Enterprise Architecture. So this is the value of India Enterprise Architecture. Now how this interoperability is to be achieved? As I mentioned in the beginning, API comes into the picture. So we should follow the API first approach. This is particularly for students of MANUU also. Because you are the future software developers, you are the future software programmers. So think from API first approach. जो भी हम application बनाएं उसकी API कैसे share करनी है, इसके बारे में भी starting से ही सोचें, ताकि बाद में ये problem ना आए. You know कि fixing the bugs, addressing the vulnerabilities is always better in the initial phases of requirements and design as compared to the last, after maintenance or after launching the software, because it's around 70% more costlier as per research studies. सो एपीआई के लिए भी हमने एपीआई सेतु एक इम्प्लीमेंटेशन किया, एक प्रोजेक्ट बनाया. एपीआई सेतु इज करेंटली ऑपरेशनल एंड विद इन अ शॉर्ट स्पैन ऑफ जस्ट 2-3 years around 4,000 plus APIs have been published on this portal. And again friends, publishing of API is not sufficient unless until these are consumed by some organizations. So just recall the COVID era. At that time traveling was a major concern and API Setu portal helped a lot in the admission process of University of Delhi. How? The verification of mark sheets of class 10th and 12th is very much easier from the respective boards like CBSE or state boards through API Setu portal. So I will request to University MANUU also that if it is not implemented, please use API Setu portal for online verification of mark sheet. So it will eliminate the physical presence of the students. COVID के टाइम में तो बहुत ही मुश्किल था ये. There are several other use cases also, like Ministry of External Affairs is using API Setu for e-Sanad application for mark sheet verification. Karnataka State Police Examination System, State Police Recruitment Agency is also using this system for mark sheet verification. So it is very much helpful for these kind of things. As we discussed about the consolidation of various systems, so one thing at that time was noticed that there are multiple authentication pages. एक ई सर्विस को एक्सेस करने के लिए एक यूजर आईडी और पासवर्ड, सेकंड के लिए सेकंड, थर्ड एंड सो ऑन. And it is very much difficult to remember all the user ID and password for a student as well as citizen perspective. तो क्या है solution, क्या है इसके लिए? Single sign-on. So ministry came up with the implementation of single sign-on known as मेरी पहचान. मेरी पहचान was also launched by our Honorable Prime Minister of India during the last year Digital India Week at Gandhinagar. And under मेरी पहचान there are 3 single sign-on that are working in a connected manner. One is by CDEC, that is e-Praman. Another is by NEGD, that is called a DigiLocker, and third one is also very important, that is from NIC, that is called Parichay. So all are working in an interoperable fashion and all are providing very much facility for login to departments as well as for citizens. Department के लिए बहुत आसानी है कि उनको अलग अलग login ID पासवर्ड क्रिएट नहीं करने हैं. Citizen के लिए convenience है कि just by only one ID, like whether it is Aadhaar, whether it is PAN, whether it is real, as per the system they can access all the services of the government. एक और ई गवर्नेंस का बहुत डिजिटल गवर्नेंस का नोटेबल इनिशिएटिव है माई स्कीम. कोविड के टाइम में मैंने ये चीज़ फील करी, इट वाज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टाइम कि फॉर विच पर्टिकुलर स्कीम फॉर अ सिटीजन हाउ मेनी स्कीम्स ही कैन अवेल. इट वाज वेरी मच डिफिकल्ट. हमें करना क्या होगा, एक एक मिनिस्ट्री के एक एक पोर्टल पे जाना होगा कि मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन के लिए कौन एलिजिबल है, एजुकेशन के लिए कौन है, स्किल के लिए कौन है, एंड देयर वाज नॉट वन स्टॉप सोल्यूशन फॉर दैट. बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम थी ये. तो इसके लिए मिनिस्ट्री केम अप विद द सोल्यूशन कॉल्ड माई स्कीम. माई स्कीम क्या करता है, दैट प्रोवाइड्स डिस्कवरी ऑफ स्कीम्स बाय प्रोवाइडिंग सर्टेन डेटा वेदर मेल और फीमेल, व्हाट इज योर एज, व्हाट इज यू आर लिविंग इन रूरल और अर्बन एरिया, what is your income group, something like that, you are differently abled or not, something like that, and based on that you will be notified that for how many schemes you are actually eligible. तो सिटीजन की लाइफ इससे बहुत आसान हो गई कि माई स्कीम पोर्टल पे जाके वो एक्सेस कर सकता है कि किस स्कीम के लिए वो उसके लिए एलिजिबल है. दैट इज फॉर डिस्कवरी ऑफ स्कीम्स. और एक इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है फॉर डिफरेंटली एबल पर्सन्स. व्हाई आई एम मेंशनिंग, बिकॉज मानू इटसेल्फ इज एग्जीक्यूटिंग अ प्रोजेक्ट इन द डिफरेंटली एबल्ड एरिया. I will request MANUU, if not done, and you people also, particularly from a student's perspective, while designing any software, any app, just think from differently able perspective. Because National Policy on Universal Electronic Accessibility notified by MIT as well as Disabled Polity notified by DWD mandates that each and every web portal and app should be accessible to all for Divyangjan also. क्योंकि अगर आपने नॉर्मल पर्सन के लिए ऐप बनाया, कोई विजुअली चैलेंज पर्सन है, हियरिंग इम्पेयर्ड है, वो एक्सेस नहीं कर पाता, तो यू आर नॉट डूइंग द फुल जॉब. सो सेंसिटाइजेशन इज दिस एरिया इज ऑल्सो वेरी मच इसेंशियल. मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा अगर मानू की वेबसाइट नहीं है तो मानू की वेबसाइट को भी एक्सेसिबल बनाया जाए. हेल्प ली जा सकती है नाइसी से और निक्सी से. वी आर डूइंग सो मेनी इनिशिएटिव्स. मैंने 4-5 आपको मेजर कवर किया. आई विल नॉट टेक मच टाइम क्योंकि टाइम कम है. बट इन स्पाइट ऑफ दीज, जो इंटरनेशनल रैंकिंग है दैट इज कॉल्ड एज EGDI, ई गवर्नेंस डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स रैंकिंग अमंगस्ट ऑल द कंट्रीज ऑफ द ग्लोब, इंडिया की पोजीशन बहुत अच्छी नहीं है. क्या पोजीशन है? अराउंड 105 के आसपास. रीजन्स क्या हैं? देर आर 3 मेजर पिलर्स ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर इंडेक्स. एक तो है ऑनलाइन सर्विस इंडेक्स OSI, सेकेंड है टेलीकॉम इंफ्रा इंडेक्स एंड थर्ड इज द ह्यूमन कैपिटल इंडेक्स. ऑनलाइन सर्विस इंडेक्स में वी आर डूइंग गुड, बट इन टेलीकॉम इंफ्रा एंड ह्यूमन कैपिटल कुछ कम है, जिसमें ज़्यादा करने की ज़रूरत है. कैसे करेंगे? एक मेजर इनिशिएटिव यही है कि हमारी वेब पोर्टल्स, हमारे ऐप्स एक्सेसिबल नहीं हैं, इसकी वजह से हमें रैंकिंग कम मिलती है. तो इसीलिए such kind of workshops will be, I think, should be helpful to sensitize the thing that our website, portals, apps should be accessible to all. Second thing, अगर आप किसी चीज़ पे कोई पब्लिक ओपिनियन ले रहे हैं, if you want to take public opinion, publish it on MyGov portal and provide evidence also that you are involving the public for decision making. तो इन 2-3 चीज़ों से I think we can improve the ranking up to some extent. Though ministry is taking various steps to improve this ranking through other ways also, but this is very much essential from academic perspective. Now, expectation की मैंने बात करी, I think मैंने बीच में ही कवर किया. फैकल्टी मेंबर्स को और स्टूडेंट्स को भी कि आप एक्सेसिबिलिटी पर्सपेक्टिव से सोचें, और फैकल्टी मेंबर्स को कि जो हमारे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं उनमें री इन्वेंटिंग द व्हील ना करें. यूज द कॉमन बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स एज फार एज पॉसिबल, लाइक डिजिलॉकर यूज करें, उमंग यूज करें, API सेतु यूज करें, नेशनल सिंगल साइन ऑन ऑथेंटिकेशन के लिए यूज करें और वेब पोर्टल को एक्सेसिबल करें. दिस इज द एक्सपेक्टेशन. और आप लोगों के लिए जो मुझे सेंसिटाइज करना था, आई थिंक मैंने कर दिया. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स के लिए मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, इनोवेशन इज द की. सिर्फ एग्जाम पास करने के लिए मत पढ़िए, इनोवेशन इज द की. इनोवेशन माइंड में रख के पढ़िए, क्योंकि कल को आप ही नए स्टार्टअप बनाएंगे. स्टार्टअप के लिए इनोवेशन इज द की. कुछ नया होना चाहिए आपके दिमाग में, उसके हिसाब से उस पर काम करिए. IPRs बहुत कम है, इम्प्रूव हुए हैं, बट स्टिल बीइंग एन एकेडमिक इंस्टीट्यूशन यू आर studying here, faculty members are here, so I'll request to contribute for creating the IPRs in form of patents and good number of publications at the reputed places. All those things I think I have covered in brief due to time constraint, but MANUU है, तो while concluding my talk, कुछ जब तक कविता या कोई उर्दू का शब्द ना है तो I think it will not be completed. तो आप सपने देखिए, कलाम साहब कहते थे सपने देखिए. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, इनोवेशन इज द की. फैकल्टी मेंबर्स को ही मैंने कुछ टारगेट दिए, और यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए हाँ एक लास्ट पॉइंट, इफ पॉसिबल प्लीज स्टार्ट इलेक्टिव कोर्स इन द स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन एंड एक्सेसिबिलिटी, बिकॉज स्टैंडर्डाइजेबिलिटी आज की वर्कशॉप के बाद लोग भूल जाएंगे. अगर स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन का एक इलेक्टिव कोर्स स्टार्ट कर देंगे तो आई थिंक स्टूडेंट्स के अंदर वी कैन कल्केट द फीलिंग ऑफ स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन. सो सारे सपने देखिए और इनको अचीव करने के लिए दिन रात मेहनत करिए. सो देयर आर 3-4 लाइन्स. अपने सपनों को सच करने की लड़ाई लड़ना सीख लो. अपने सपनों को सच करने की लड़ाई लड़ना सीख लो. कोई काम नहीं होता मुश्किल, हर काम करना सीख लो. जिद, जुनून, जज्बा ही जिंदगी में सफलता का राज है. मत मानो हार, कभी असंभव को संभव बनाना सीख लो. विद दीज लाइन्स आई कंक्लूड माई टॉक. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Dr. Santosh Pandey, sir, for sharing valuable inputs and insights of Government of India's vision. किसी में हिम्मत है हमारे परवाज़ में लाए कमी, किसी में हिम्मत है हमारी परवाज़ में लाए कमी. हम परों से नहीं हौसलों से उड़ा करते हैं, हम परों से नहीं हौसलों से उड़ा करते हैं. Government of India through MIT has provided a platform for sharing of ideas, knowledge, and drafting documents among the members of various committees involved in standards of formulation process. There is also a provision for web publishing of various draft documents for review comments by the closed user group and the public. These duly approved standards by government's apex body consisting of senior strategic members from MIT, NIC, NASSCOM, BIS, CDAC, STQC, and others are released on e-governance standards portal for free download and usage. We are honored to have Professor Syed Ainul Hasan sir today will be delivering residential address.
O you, thou name is the best beginning for every task. How am I expected to begin my discourses without remembering you? Dr. Santosh Kumar Pandey, Janab Karimullah Sheikh Sahab, Professor Ishtiaq Ahmed, Professor Wahid, Professor Pradeep, my colleagues, girls and boys. I think someone want to deliver a lecture before me, I suppose. Someone is there? Anyway. You know, we started with e-governance. I remember when Dr. Santosh says that, look, I mean, the days have gone now. We should move on to the next one, which is digital governance. I fully believe and endorse also. This is what we see today. In 2003-04, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, when visited JNU campus, he was of the opinion and he addressed to a large gathering by saying that, look, the age of information is over. Now we have already entered the age of analysis. And today, after a gap of more than 20 years now, a person from mighty, might is right. When you say we consider that it has come from horse's mouth, and then Karimullah Shaykh Sahab initiated a discussion, and I'm sure that our students will participate and will implement whatever suggestion comes from your side. Professor Wahid and Professor Pradeep, I know, and many other colleagues I can see here sitting. They are putting their heads together. They are really trying very hard. But I'm afraid, you see, how to, because everything is depending upon technology. How to provide them other facilities. I'm really thinking. How to give them a free hand. How to equip them with sufficient money, which we are not receiving from Government of India, I see in this count. The 3.82 crores we demanded and somehow we could not. Now again 2.5 crore we are asking for. Because the system has gone obsolete. We have to revamp our system. And mighty, I think, this is what you see we need. And see our students are so much capable. Never consider them, never underestimate them. I know they have been doing very well. And their placement also tells us their quality and capability. I never underestimate that. And this is true that they are coming from Urdu background. But yes, Urdu has given them the idea to move from one step to another one. But they are fast learners. And I assure you, sir, you will find this campus a different campus, distinct campus. I'm not here to deliver a speech here, but I have to bring forth the reality of this campus. Not only this campus, our off campuses also. Recently I visited Kadapa and I found such bright students there. Similar is the situation in Darbhanga and Cuttack. So there is possibility, and I am sure our students will catch up. They are ready, they are thirsty, there is a hunger. I can see, I can notice this hunger. My only request is that please extend all support to our students, to our departments. This is the key department, in fact. Now machine and man. Naturally, I don't believe that machine will take over human beings, human brain. Human brain is far, far ahead of machines. They are the creators. Machine is created by the human beings. But yes, human capabilities cannot be considered as end of the road. There's nothing like end of the road. Every day there is a transfer of technology from one place to another, from one segment to another segment. And this is happening all over the world. It's a global world. It's a village. Now you have to move according to the need and aspirations of the time. So I'm sure, and one more thing, let me tell you that we are proud of having our girls and boys in this university which talks about 40-60 ratio. And this is a big achievement of Maulana Azad National University. Here also you can notice, you see the girls and boys shoulder to shoulder, and they are working together, you see. Look at this entire ecosystem, how they have created, and I'm sure in the next millennium you will find everywhere. Now today I see JNUites everywhere, but tomorrow you will see MANUites all over the campuses. Thank you so much.
कामयाब लोग अपने फैसलों से दुनिया बदल देते हैं। कामयाब लोग अपने फैसलों से दुनिया बदल देते हैं और कमज़ोर लोग दुनिया के डर से अपने फैसले बदल देते हैं। And I think this reflects from our Vice Chancellor MANUU. It's our honor to have you with us on this occasion. Thank you, sir. It was indeed a thought-provoking talk. Now I would like to request Karimullah, sir, to felicitate our Vice Chancellor MANUU Syed Ainul Hasan sir to present a token of appreciation and gratitude from CDAC Bangalore. Thank you, Karimullah sir. I also would like to request Karim sir once again to felicitate Dr. Santosh Pandey sir to present a token of appreciation from CDAC Bangalore. Thank you, sir. Again, I would like to request Karim sir to felicitate Professor S.K. Ishtiaq Ahmed sir, Registrar MANUU, to present a token of appreciation from CDAC Bangalore. Once again, I request Karim sir to felicitate Professor Abdul Wahid sir, Dean School of Technology, by giving a token of appreciation. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Sri Hemant Khogta, Joint Director, CDAC Pune, to please give a vote of thanks.
I would like to take this opportunity to give vote of thanks for this inaugural session. Respected Professor Syed Ainul Hasan sir, Dr. Santosh Pandey sir, Professor Sheikh Ishtiaq Ahmed sir, Professor Abdul Wahid sir, Sheikh Karimullah Sheikh sir, dignitaries of the dais, all the speakers and the participants, very good morning to all of you. Without taking much time, as already running behind the schedule, I will quickly wrap up this vote of thanks. I thank on behalf of CDAC and STQC Directorate to the Honorable Vice Chancellor sir, as a chief guest for this today's program, for gracing us with their presence and guidance on this special occasion. I stand here today with a deep sense of gratitude and honor to express our thanks to Mighty, our guest of honor, Dr. Santosh Pandey, for blessing this occasion in person and enlightening us on the insights and prospects of Mighty and expectations of Government of India for e-governance standards and guidelines. Thank you, sir. We thank our next, I would like to thanks to Professor Syed Sheikh Ishtiaq Ahmed sir for addressing participants. I thank you, sir. I also like to thank Professor Abdul Wahid sir for welcome address and supporting us to conduct this event in MANUU. I also thank Mr. Karimullah Sheikh, Scientist G and CI of this project, for guiding us to make this happen. There are the topics particularly selective chosen for the students to become responsible digital citizens. I would like request all of you to take the benefit of these talks, discussions, deliberations, presentations with your active participants. Also thank all the faculty members, volunteers for their endless supports. With this note, I would like to conclude the inaugural session. Thank you, everyone. Now I request everyone please stand up for the national anthem.
Jai